So we have come to the end of this course. By now we have discussed what is marketing, marketing management. We have understood the consumers using segmentation, targeting and positioning. We have also done consumer behavior, B2B marketing, and we have discussed the 4 P's of marketing. Now I want to culminate this course with one example, how you can use marketing strategy in real life using data, which will not only help you to understand whether your strategy has been implemented properly or not, it will also help you to identify if there are any flaws, if there are any mistakes. The tool is called product life cycle. As you have guessed correctly, just like a living organism, products also have got a life cycle. I will show you how that life cycle looks like. So the life cycle is, so here I will put time. Time is an important thing of life cycle, and here I will put any of the marketing performance indicators. Most often we use sales. There could be other indicators also, like market share, like profit. In those cases the shapes will be a little different than what it is now. So this is a standard shape what I have put in over here. So any product or brand, over a period of time, when you plot the sales, you get a curve like this, a typical S-shaped curve. And as you can see over here, this has got specific parts. So this part is where you are seeing it is slowly increasing. The sales is increasing with respect to time. This part is called introduction phase. The product is introduced into the market. Then over a period of time, this starts stabilizing. This phase is called growth phase. So you may, if you want to put it in terms of human language, so this will be probably till the teenage, and then growth is the teenage when the growth spurt is the maximum. And then you reach a stage where it is stabilizing and in fact starts going down. So this is the adult phase. This is called maturity phase. And the absolute sales starts going down. So this is called the decline phase. What is the significance of this? So when you start putting plots, sales against time, and let's say you are there for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years in the market, you can see the different shapes of the curves. And then you know that which stage of the life cycle you are in. Then subsequently what happens is, each of these stages have got their characteristics and the strategies. That is, how do you know it is in introduction phase? How do you know it is in growth phase? How do you know it is in maturity phase? How do you know in decline phase? And then in turn, what are the strategies for introduction, growth and maturity, decline? These kind of things are available in literature for different kind of products. Commodity products, how does it look like? Some FMCG kind of products, how does it look like? Each of these things are available. So many other companies already are there before you, so you know how should it look like. So this will help you that in which stage you are there, and accordingly what you should be doing. Are you in the right track? If it is not, how you can modify your strategy. So I will show the stages, their characteristics and strategies, and that will give you a clarity in your idea. Now introduction phase, the product enters into the market. Obviously, as you can expect, that you have to fill in the distribution lines, you have to make the pricing correct, you have to make the promotion correct, and the product needs to be available everywhere where the consumers can see. So obviously you are investing a lot of resources over here, but you are not really making any money. So if you are putting a profit plot, then it will be profit will be not here. If you are putting a profit plot, then the profit, I'll extend it like this. What happens is profit will be somewhere, you will be crossing the profit somewhere over here, and it will go like this, which means at this stage you are actually making loss, you are not making any profit over here. It will cross the break even point somewhere in the growth phase, it will attain its peak during the maturity phase, and then it will start declining, that you will start making losses. So as the characteristic, I've already told you that it is not going to make any money. So what will do it to your 4 P's? Product, you have to introduce into the market. Pricing, there are different strategies for this. The strategies could be here called, I'll put the matrix over here. If I am putting price and promotion over here, so price could be high, price could be low, promotion could be high, promotion could be low. So based on this, you could be having multiple strategies. When the price is high, you call that skimming. So the strategy over here are skimming. Promotion. When the promotion is high, you call that rapid. So price high, promotion high, you call that rapid skimming. Price high, promotion low. Price high and promotion is high, it is called rapid skimming. Price is high, promotion is low, then what you call that? In case of promotion low, you call that slow, and price is still high, you call that skimming. Price is low, you call that penetration. And when here you are talking about rapid penetration, here you are talking about slow penetration. What is happening over here? That these are the 4 strategies for the introduction phase. So you could have high price and high promotion, you could have low price and high promotion, you could have high, so any of these 4 categories that you can have. So this essentially that how do you handle the introduction phase over here. What happens in case of growth? As you know that the sales is peaking. That means the consumers are accepting and competitors until now have not identified you to be a significant player over here. So then what happens? The objective at this stage will be to remain in this long as possible, because this is where you are making maximum money. But the fun is all the competitors are also noticing you, so they will also to enter into the market and they will also try to take a piece of the pie. So what happens now? If you can eliminate the competitors or detain the competitors or delay their entry into the market, then you are going to enjoy a virgin market for a longer period of time. The strategy is go for all those segments to which you have not gone until now and ensure that if you are there, then the competitor cannot be there, because space is limited, customers are still growing, they are still getting accepted. So the strategy over here, product remains as it is. Maybe you can go for more variants of the product, so different price levels, different pack sizes, or so all these different variants of the product you can introduce over here. Price can remain stationary or price can go up, and Distribution over here is the key, that you are now entering into more segments and distribution is more stabilized over here. And promotion, you need to promote more. See, the objective, if introduction phase, the promotion objective of the introduction phase, make the consumers aware that you are there. So consumer awareness is the. However, by now when it comes to the growth phase, the consumers have started accepting your product. So now you have to give a compulsive reason that why they will not go for a competitor's product and why they will go for your own product. So now you have to give reasons. So here it is awareness and here it is reasons. So when I am telling reasons, you are talking about characteristics, features, celebrity endorsement, testimonials of successful consumers. All those things you can put in over here so that consumers start seeing the reason that why they will go for your product. The strategy is called flanker. Cover your flanks. Your core segment, remember segmentation, targeting and positioning. Your core position, whatever you have gone for during the introduction, go beyond that. Try to cover the whole market. Try to cover as many markets as possible. That will delay the entry of the competitors to the market. That's what I talk about, various variants in terms of characteristics, in terms of pricing, so on and so forth. So there goes the growth phase. Eventually, the competitors will come in. So there will be overcapacity in the industry and remain stationary. And then towards the end of it, the absolute amount of sales will start going down. This is what we are talking about in the maturity phase. So in the maturity phase, what you will do? You identify the maturity phase by the tapering of the sales. And what you do for that, typically you will say growth phase is the best, but maturity phase where the successful companies spend maximum time. So you need to redefine each and every strategy of marketing, that is product, price, distribution, promotion, all of them could be revisited. You introduce new variants of the product, you go for more discounts, you go for more different kind of promotions to attract consumers. So here you have to remind. The objective is to remind the consumers that you are still here. You are still in the market. So what happens in case of maturity phase? As I told you that product, you go for variants, you go for modified product, you try to increase more number of usage, you want to increase the usage per customer, all those kind of things that you will start doing over here. So far as pricing is concerned, here you can actually reduce the price because you want to increase the market share. You want to increase the number of users for your product, and because lots of competitions are there, price competition is one of the obvious outcomes over here. So you can modify the product mix, you can modify the pricing in terms of reducing the price, giving discount to the channels so that they push your product in comparison to the competitors' brands. All those kind of things you can do in case of pricing. Distribution remains stationary. At this stage, actually the laggards only are entering into the market, so you actually are not going to get any new customer. The objective is to maintain the customers rather than increasing the customer base. So no new distribution pipeline to fill in. However, maintaining the distribution is important over here. And promotion, as I told you, you need to remind the consumers, come up with new schemes, sweepstakes, opportunities, go abroad, give all the schemes, lotteries. So ensure that people keep coming to your product. But one of the things you must you must keep it in mind over here, that whatever you are doing, your competitors also will be doing this thing, because these are not sustainable differentiation strategies. So the market will be constantly going through consolidation and refragmentation. For example, if you are reducing the price this week or giving a discount this week, then your market will go But next week or next month, if a competitor does that, then his share will go up and your share will come down. So these kind of things will keep happening. This is the characteristic of the maturity phase. So at the end of the maturity phase is, if this is the whole market that we are talking about, there will be some serious players. So this is the cost leader, that is the least cost. Your game is based on price. So you have been able to optimize your cost, and that's why you are being able to give it at the least cost or the lowest price to the customer. So then you will be having a market which is called cost leader, and then there will be another market which will be called quality leader. So you are providing the quality product to the consumer, and hence you have got a market. And then you will be having a service leader, somebody who provides the best service to the customers. So these will be the leaders in the market, and then there will be lot of smaller players which will be satisfying smaller markets, which is called niche market. We have discussed niche market earlier. So others are niche market players. So the market consolidates, refragments, and you have got a scenario like this. This is the stage when your absolute sales starts declining, and you decide at that time what you want to do. So the characteristics of the decline stage is obvious. The absolute sales starts declining, and your customer starts moving to your competitors, your market share declines, your profit has gone, you start making loss over here, and the market has clearly moved. So objective for you here is either close down or reinvent yourself, make some significant modifications to your product and start a fresh life cycle. So this could be one of your strategies. So typical strategy of the decline phase what we talk about is either you believe that all others will die down and you will again restart your market, or you increase your investment. So all others are reducing the investment from the competition because of the competition. So if you increase the investment, then you become leader of the decline. Probably that market is going to sustain for a period of time for you to justify your investment. Or you harvest. Harvesting means gradually withdrawing resources from the product. Instead of telling that from tomorrow the product doesn't exist, instead of telling that, what you do is you gradually withdraw your resources from the product. Resources means I'm talking about sales support, I'm talking about service support, I'm talking about distribution pipeline support, I'm talking about different multiple varieties of the product. Reduce that, go for the core segment which you have started up with. So likewise, all the resources to the product that you gradually withdraw, and what happens over there is the product to die its natural death. And the other strategy is divesting the product, sell it off to somebody, or say that from tomorrow the product doesn't exist and go for something else. So this will be the typical strategy in the decline phase. The advantage over here, as I told you in the beginning, is have got their own characteristics and they have got their own strategies. So when that in which stage of the life cycle you are in, you also have got a set of strategies to implement. So now you get to know that whether you are implementing the same strategies or not. So the advantage is the 4 P's get much more structured for each of these stages. So this is one illustration where the marketing strategy can be used, can be modified, can be developed by using product life cycle as a tool. There are many such kind of tools, but I thought of sharing product life cycle, one of the things that is